Welcome to the United States of America, the greatest country on earth. In 1776, our founding fathers laid a foundation for personal freedom and prosperity. Over the last 2 centuries, our ingenuity, innovation, and spirit of industry has spawned the most powerful nation on the planet. Free market capitalism is the most advanced economy known to man. This is the land where the future of every man, woman, and child is bright and full. This is the land where justice reigns supreme, and no one man can impose his will in a way that will hamper the rights of an individual. Government protects our rights to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. This means a home and an education, and the right to pursue greater personal wealth. Many people will open a small business. Look to your local government to participate in shaping your own future. City councilmen and women are waiting to shake your hand. Welcome. It's time to get involved. Abroad we watch over the peace of the world. Our courageous troops fight in the faraway lands. We fight for the ideas of freedom and democracy. We have a responsibility to eliminate tyranny and protect our freedom. There's much for you to do so that you may enjoy this new freedom. All men and boys will need to stop at the draft registration booth, and everyone must get their official identification card. Please meet with a naturalization counselor. You will learn the founding principles of our country and government so that you can uphold them. We will assist you in finding employment and a home. If you already have acquired a job and housing, please have the necessary paperwork ready. Every citizen is free to choose the way in which they live. You will be receiving a copy of the Constitution and the Bill of Rights. Know these rights. Keep them close to your heart, for they are the foundation of our great way of life. Soon you will find yourself a time of leisure. There's much to be explored. Discover the majestic beauty of our land and our cities. Your new country is vast and limitless, as is your freedom. Welcome to the United States of America, the greatest country on earth. In 1776, our founding fathers laid a foundation for personal freedom.
What is dystopia? A world that is as bad as it can possibly be, where we are facing suffering and potentially death on a daily basis? Or a world where you're supposed to be happy, docile, and cooperative, controlled by a system that is working for the greatest good of mankind? A world in which life is flat and meaningless, where a vacuousness lives at the center. A world that is incomplete and flawed in the foundations, one that provokes a sensation that the whole system should come crumbling down. There is no reason to be unhappy, the screen is saying. There is much to be done, says the cover of the magazine. Greatness is just around the corner, says your neighbor. We've got a good life, but still, we want something more.
As human subjects to a system, there are fundamental needs we expect to be provided for. In the most basic context, these are food, shelter, and clean water. These are, however, things that humanity has been able to provide for since the beginning of its fragile and primitive existence. In the modern world, there is much more to be had. It is no longer just the basics of Maslow's hierarchy of needs that must be satisfied, but an ideological thirst as well. The ideas of freedom, of self-actualization, and the pursuit of happiness are cherished by the countrymen of the free world. Our desire for them must be satiated. But how do we provide? Many dystopian writers have challenged these ideas with worlds that provide for false satisfaction and partial freedoms. Aldous Huxley, Kurt Vonnegut, Ray Bradbury, Margaret Atwood, and others project our need for greater leisure and personal wealth into the future. Each constructs the foundation of their dystopian novels with a logical progression of events leading to rampant utilitarianism. The question they play with is, why can't we make everyone happy? It is impossible, but we citizens of the United States profess we have. We all have the right to happiness if we choose to pursue it. It doesn't matter if you have a college degree, a golden ticket to wealth and prosperity, or if you work a standard 9 to 5. You are free, and there is no reason to be unhappy.
But our higher education provides the tools to question the reasoning of our world, specifically the rationality of our happiness and societies. We begin to ask the question, am I really content? Is there something more? Enthusiasm wanes, forming into a subconscious distrust of the system. The homogeneous mass of culture. Why should we adhere to this? Have I ever really had a choice? Such distrust really doesn't make any sense. We are well off. We have everything we need and are free to work towards prosperity, but still the sense of ennui of paranoia pervades our existence. This is a common affliction of dystopian protagonists. They are seeking something to fill an emptiness they cannot place. Something is wrong, but they don't know what. The threshold of graduation is only months away, and we have dared to ask the question, to set alight that proverbial destroyer of ideas, saboteur of machines, and toppler of tyrannies. The question, why? As students, we set out to find the answer to the question, is there another way, or is this really as good as it gets? For those who dare to ask why we have chosen to live this way, there is always an answer. It is not difficult to convince a person that our system is the best. Simply show them nothing worse. Tell them this is how our great-grandparents lived, how our parents, cousins, peers, and professors live. We are comfortable and happy in our equal opportunity and prosperity. Enjoy what is to be had. It is unreasonable to say no to the status quo. To conform for comfort is instinctual. It is the most obvious. Any rational individual would choose what is handed to them as long as it provides and allows for the pursuit of happiness. And isn't that all we really want, happiness? Is there anything to be gained by seeking out the ailments of the world? Look around. Everyone claims they are happy. If you're not, then something is wrong with you. What more could you want? If this isn't happiness, then do you know what it is? You have nothing other than this to build from, but we continue to jump off the cliff. I wonder why.
A man is missing, and no one is looking for him. They say he's dead, but the man they executed publicly wasn't Montag. He's still alive, a fugitive on the run. He started to read books, his only crime, initially. But he found something in them that drove him mad. He killed his boss and 2 of his co-workers and ran into the woods. People disappear all the time, regular, ordinary people. This is a special case, however. Montag was a fireman. His job was to burn books, to preserve the peace they disrupt. Why would he, a man who dedicated his life to preventing people from reading, allow himself to be wrapped up in the book's pages? I haven't got much more than leads. The captain is dead, along with Clarice. But there still is his wife and the fireman at the station. Further investigation, I hope, will help me answer an important question. If discontent drove him away from his job, where did he go? Has he discovered something no one else has been able to? Something better than the status quo? What made him jump off the edge? Books are the clue. There's something in them that made Montag lose his mind, or realize it. I'm not sure there's a difference. Fahrenheit 451 builds on the premise that providing alternate definitions of happiness will make it more difficult for people to be happy. By advocating different ideas and new ideas, books provide for eternal conflict and provoke unhappiness. Books represent the freedom of reasoning, each following their own logical paths to an infinite array of conclusions. With them, we are free to explore new ideas and challenge our minds. It is true that they introduce conflict where there previously was none. They seek out problems of injustice and uncover buried truths, and for this reason they can be malicious. But it is also true that without them we will lose sight of our choices, that we will be plunged into a dark age, where reason lapses and we simply accept the state of things as okay. In Fahrenheit 451, everything is the same. Everyone is the same. By choice. They keep themselves entertained with television, radio, alcohol, drugs, fast cars, and violence. Beyond these provisions, people neither need nor want anything more. They are free. It is important to distinguish between the freedom enjoyed